Good morning. I'm Gloria Keith with Action Speaks, and this is a pre-Black History Month reading to give you a few facts about me as an author, a publisher, a mother, a wife, a widowed wife. I want you to know me personally so that you perhaps will consider reading some of my blogs, essays, and articles over a period of time online. I'm on YouTube, Blogger, Hotmail, Yahoo. I'm on Ning with two websites. One is about the gifted, and another is on backing our 44th and 45th president. Of course, you know that President Obama was reelected as President of the United States for 2012 through 2016. So we are grateful to God for the people. It's the American people. So many times people want to use the phrase or the sentence that most of America is stupid and don't use their intelligence. I beg the difference. I believe that America is very intelligent. Americans most utilize their intelligence in the right direction when it makes a difference. And of course, it made a big difference for President Obama to become reelected, because that should satisfy some of the minds of the people out there who were hating and feeling stressed out over him being in office. Not so much that he did anything wrong, but simply that he was in office and he's different. He's a black man, or African American, a true African American, because his father was African and his mom was American. So we say he's a true African American man. So we are grateful for that. But I want to talk to you about my writings. My writings actually center around being a parent, because I want my children to be able to go further than I did as far as their education excellence and them reaching their highest potential and self-worth. Being a parent, of course, implies becoming an advocate, a preacher, a lawyer, an accountant, a teacher, a nurse, and much more. Parents we hold our children's guardianship, their proxy, their power of attorney, their custody, and their care. Parents are our children's representatives in the adult society, and the protectors of their legal and human rights. Parents have the responsibility of our children's care and development 24 hours a day, 365 or 66 days a year, for as far as they remain independent. This is paraphrased from, of course, Lacrosse, 1982. I'm going to stop here for a moment. I can feel my throat drying, and I need to make sure I have a bottle of water with me. So this uh, videotaping will be in parts. Action Speaks Gloria Keith, Part 1. Thank you. So we'll continue with Part 2 on Gloria, what I want you to know. And speaking of you, mainly, I want my children and my children's children and their children to know the truth about their grandma or their nana. I am considered by a majority of America as a very different person, a person who utilizes more than 10% of my intelligence, I've been told. These are some of the comments that were made by professionals that I came in contact with over the years. Who is Gloria Keith to the world? You, Gloria, project a very strong appearance as one who is in total command. Joyce Buttermore, public speech instructor at Gulf Coast Community College, 1981. You, Gloria, are one of a select businesses in the community leaders chosen. Larry Tyree, Gulf Coast Community College president, 1981. In 27 years in Bay County, no other black person has accomplished what this young lady, Gloria, has in the short time she has been here. Sheriff Lavelle Pitts, Bay County Sheriff, 1983. You, Gloria, are a very competent and mature person with ability and scholarship to excel. Dr. Liddell Nealon, FAMU, 1980. You, Gloria, are much to be admired. I am very happy to meet your acquaintance, Donna Allen, International Women's Institute, Freedom of the Press, 1983. And that was in regard to one of the editions of Action Speaks Black Community newspaper, 1983. And that particular copy or tabloid was dedicated to educating people on giftedness in the black community and how what kind of problems they face. Later I'll be reading to you one of our short stories from our book, Every Child Born Gifted. So look for that as you fumble through some of my YouTube recordings. You, Gloria, your Christianity will open doors for you. Christian Science Publishing, 1981. Excuse me. You, Gloria, and your organization, which, speaking of Action Speaks, and ACEER, which I founded, but for some reason the ACEER participants lack giving my name as the original or the founder of ACEER. That's ACURE. But you, Gloria, and your organization have contributed significantly to Florida's economic progress and well-being. 1983, Governor Bob Graham, former governor of Florida. I cannot overemphasize the importance of your personal involvement in the legislative process. Senator George Kirkpatrick, Florida Senate, 1983. Action Speaks Black Community Newspaper publisher, Gloria Keith, and one of our best editions was in May of 1983. 1983 was a very good year as far as motivating the people in the community and the people actually being active in the community. And of course, yes, you saw turmoil, different things occurring to stop and block that progress. But it only slowed it down to a bare minimal. Appreciation stimulates positive motivation. That is what I believe. So these comments didn't give me a big head, but the comments made, the commentaries, the congratulatory greetings, and also the acknowledgement of things that I was doing in the community showed me appreciation, and that appreciation strengthened me to go forward. So I didn't move alone. I moved with God and also the people that appreciate my work that I thank God for them. And it is most difficult to move without adequate support, and that does happen. But I want you to know that my children and grandchildren and their children and others like them, I want you to know that, again, that appreciation stimulates positive motivation. Live by that, and be sure to appreciate others as well as you want others to appreciate you. Each black child and adult in Bay County can honestly be proud of the foundation laid by our past leadership in the Bay County area. But due to a lack of continuous appreciation of positive history, of positiveness, history has been pushed further and further into the records of non-existence. And you would believe in 2013 that history from the 1980s would ring high, particularly in the month of Black History, which we are coming up on now. But it hasn't happened. Many of the black leaders in our community have actually hidden information about me and the things that God did through me. And I know for a fact that when you fail to recognize, to acknowledge history before you, you cannot move forward as you would like to, because in the back of your mind you know that you have not done justice for those others who have made marks of progress in our community. And I don't think that's just isolated to Panama City, Bay County community. I think that happens in a lot of communities. And what would cause that? The damages of racism, of institutionalized racism, of individualized racism, and internalized racism. And internalized racism is racism when the person who has been abused or takes on the same attitude of the abuser. and he or she becomes the oppressor agent, acting out what the oppressor has done for years. And that's terrible. It's even more terrible because you know to expect institutionalized racism. You know to expect some dislikes, some hatred from the other side. But when you look at your brother and your sister and you see that they themselves oppress you or information that would build you up so that you can move ahead, when you know that your brother and sister, someone close to you, brother and sister, could mean just community friends or fellow citizens, or it could definitely mean your relatives, your siblings. That happens, and it's very difficult to fight against the internalized racism, and sometimes it becomes you as well as others. So you have to be very careful when dealing with humanity, with people. As a humanitarian, you learn quite a bit about others. So what I want my grandchildren and their children to know is that each black child and adult can honestly be proud of the foundation laid by our past leadership in Bay County area. But again, due to a lack of continuous appreciation of positive history, of positiveness, history has been pushed further and further. The positive history of blacks in Bay County been pushed further and further into the records of non-existence, and they only leave one person to say that one person was the sole producer of everything, of progress everywhere in our area. And of course in Bay County, that was the Frank Massalina, is the one that they most talk about when talking about black history in Bay County. Such notable actions as demonstrated by the Negro Women's Civic Club and the Negro Improvement Association, these are groups that were formed in the early, I don't know if they go back to the 20s, but I know in 1945 there was a deed that was passed from the hands of these two organizations to our fair city, Panama City, simply because the two groups could not afford to build a building on the land which they had earned and bought by selling fish sandwiches and other things. They particularly wanted this property to be used for black children entertainment. And has that been done? Let's see, 1945, today is 2013. I don't think they have one picture up in the Glenwood Recreation Center, which is now the Martin Luther King Jr. Center, which it's okay to give praise to Dr. King in the area, but dare not put up the correct history in the so-called Heritage Center, nor the recreation centers of what actually occurred. The history was written. I did write the history of the two organizations and some of the things that they did, noted some of the things that were done for progress in the black community. But Not one Action Speaks newspaper, Black community newspaper, is in the Heritage Center, ran and monitored by the city, Panama City. So we would say oppression not just exists, it lives in the Bay County area. But it's going to have to be on the part of the people that overcome this oppression. They can do it by presenting the positive history that's already there. You don't have to write anything else. Just research, study what has already taken place. And that will bring us up to par to where our children can move on freely with positive thoughts in their mind. Not just our children, but our adults as well. These two organizations saw major need for improvement within the community and the building of a better Panama City. They actively demonstrated their interest during the 1940s up through, well, I wrote the article in 1983, and there were a few members still alive and gave me the story, and I put the story out there. And I, till today, I've had, well, a few people that have come up to me and actually asked me about that history. So, I've shared with you some of the things that I've done, some of the things that I want to share with my children this February 2013. And I want to share with you also a poem written by a friend and a co-worker in the community during the time that we were active in the 80s. The poem is Ode to Gloria, poem by Myron Hines, March 1983. Give them praise before they're gone, to let them know the seed they've sown have not gone unnoticed. And this relates to me, but also to others before me and others after me, as they utilize their giftedness and their talents to bring about a positive change, little or much, within our community. Let them know that someone cares, that there is one who dares to mobilize a community paralysis. Stand strong behind them, everyone. Work we must in unison until we get the job done. Then came Gloria, ready to take up the fight, prepared to do battle till dawn's early light. An uphill climb she knows it will be, but there is an end she can stubbornly see. I would say that Myron did know me at that time. He worked very close with me. Patience is not her best virtue. She will not hesitate to take on an issue. So she picked up some pieces of a scattered community, looked for some more, and tried to establish unity. She took up arms of mind, body, soul, and will, and went out in the crowds without fear of fighting uphill. Do battle she did, and so well does she fight. She takes on things wrong and tries to make things right. To have an army would be simply luxurious, but even without, she is penurious. She has no need to have abundant support, for no matter the odds, she will never abort. She has the spirit of God and the heart of Linus, the stamina of a runner and the poise of a princess. Her life on the line she would surely lay, for it's a debt to God she is sure to pay. She take full advantage of a mind she has trained, and no matter the task she would never refrain. Strong is God's love, is her powerful belief, and her faith often gives her heart relief. Strong is her desire to see us progress, and destined is her effort to be a success. Thank you, Mr. Myron Hines, for seeing me clearly. God bless you. This is Gloria Keith with Action Speaks, Part 2. What I want you to know about me, about Action Speaks, about my parenting, about why I believe that every child is born gifted, and what has to be done, the problems of gifted blacks start very early. And of course, I've seen problems with other races also. So I'm going to sign off right now and relax and plan for, attempt to plan rather, for tomorrow's Action Speak Notes on Gloria. What I want you to know, what I want my children, my grandchildren to know about me. God bless you. And you know, I did all of that and I didn't have this on. Hi. I don't even know where I stopped. Good morning. I'm Gloria Keith with Action Speaks, and this is a pre-Black History Month reading to give you a few facts about me as an author, publisher, a mother, a wife, a widowed wife. I want you to know me personally so that you perhaps will consider reading some of my blogs, essays, and articles over a period of time online. I'm on YouTube, Blogger, Hotmail, Yahoo, I'm on Ning with Hi. Hi. Good morning. I'm Gloria Keith with Action Speaks, and this is a pre Black